Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody can hear my voice and see the presentation on the screen, the PDF on the screen. Good. So, like last week, this Monday, I had sent a PDF, a model test paper with sections of English, Maths, GK, and Logic. And you had the entire week to solve this question paper in 2 hours, 150 questions, 120 minutes. Right, today we're going to take a look at the paper in its entirety, a rough analysis, and some of the questions, of course, we'll be solving to get a fair idea of how this paper could have been done. So before I start looking at each of the individual sections and the questions in them, I want to know a general feel from you guys for those who have given the paper, and I assume everybody has attempted it. I just want to know, how did you feel this paper was? And in comparison to the previous one, how did it go? Of course, only after correcting the answers with the key, we'll know the scores. But in general, once you attempted the questions, what was your general view about it? Okay. So fairly easy compared to the previous one. Okay. What about the others? Shubhankar, for the entire week you couldn't find 2 hours. Interesting. What about the others? Okay, English, Maths, Reasoning was fair, but GK. Okay. What else? Shorter paper. Okay. GK. Okay. So most guys are having trouble with GK. Interesting. Okay. Static GK was tough. Alright. Chalo. I was talking to somebody in the morning, and one of the questions was, what did some Mr. Dunlop invent? And the name Dunlop, because I know that there's a tire manufacturer by the name of Dunlop. I just guessed randomly, even without knowing the options. I just randomly guessed Dunlop means tire hi hoga, and apparently one of the options was tire, and I think that is the answer to it, right? So I just took a look at one question, but I think a little bit of knowledge about what is happening in the world around us is absolutely essential, and it's not just by reading books, but it's a never ending process. Throughout, you keep on gaining knowledge from some or the other things, right? Even things like brand names can actually help you understand some question like that. Anyway, like I said in the morning to one of the students, that in the mocks you'll always find newer and newer questions of GK and current affairs. It will never be the same. But hopefully by the time you have given a lot of mocks and also read from the material, you should have enough questions of GK and static in your mind that in the examination nothing will seem new. In the mocks, yes, we always try to give newer and newer questions so that you have more questions to practice, but hopefully in the entrance exam, in the actual papers, it is relatively easy, right? And that has been my experience. For students who, whether they do well or not, those who keep on practicing and those who keep on revising actually end up doing well in the actual exams. The number of mocks, see, I was explaining this concept to someone before, and I'll do the same thing, right? A very standard question which I get from a lot of students is, how many mocks should I give? And I have known certain students in the past who have attempted 40 mocks, 50 mocks, 70 mocks, and yet when the actual exam came, their performance was not too great. So the number of, it's always a quality versus quantity game. It makes no sense to give lot many mocks if you're not going to analyze them properly. So here is what I mean by that. The rule of thumb is that for every 1 hour of a paper, you spend about 3 hours analyzing it. So that means if you have a 2-hour paper, then after the 2 hours that you spent in giving the paper for the first time, you will be spending about 6 hours, 2 multiplied by 3, about 6 hours in completely going through each and every question in the paper and finding out what is the right answer and how to do it in the best possible way. So let us say that you attempt a mock on Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 3 days you can spend analyzing the paper in addition to whatever other classes you are attending and stuff. Then you give the next mock on a Thursday. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, again you spend analyzing that mock and finding out what are your weak areas and so on and so forth. So by that rule, even about 2 mocks as of now per week. And then if you can do it quickly, then even 3 mocks a week, right? So by that scale, you will be able to give, let us say, 2 more weeks of February, 3 weeks in March, and 4 weeks in April, and 4 weeks in May. So about 10 to 11 weeks. So even about 20-25 mocks, it's a huge number of mocks, right? Even 10 to 15 mocks with extremely good analysis is decent, and you have got enough time to be able to do at least 20 mocks. And it need not be of the same type. It can be of different types, right? It could be like 10 mocks of CLAT. If you're giving law, then 10 mocks of CLAT, 2 of ILET, 2 of LSAT, 2 of SLAT, something like that. But 20 to 25 mocks, if you do till the point of the exam, that should be a fair enough. So don't run after getting more and more mocks and solving them blindly and just looking at the score. No. At the end of, after giving 4 or 5 mocks, if somebody asks you a question from the very first mock that you gave, you should be able to crack it like 100%, right? Analysis should be that severe that any mock, which is, if it is to be repeated at a later date, you should be able to guarantee almost 100% score in that. Only then I will consider that the mock analysis is proper. If you do analyze a mock today, but even after 2 days, you are not able to answer the questions from the same paper, then it is of no use. I hope that answers the question, right? Okay. Kaustubh, I'm already providing you 1 mock on WhatsApp. I hope you have been doing exercises on the online platform TCY, in which I have indeed uploaded lot many of different patterns, right? So I think that takes care of the number of mocks that you need to attempt. And of course, I'll be increasing the frequency later. But as of now, I do think enough mocks have been provided. Make sure you attempt all of them, but more than attempting, analyze them properly. Don't give a second mock till you have completely analyzed the first one. Right? Chalo. Someone said this paper was a short one. So then we should be able to analyze this paper pretty quickly, right? And I hope after I give you the analysis and solutions in this paper, you again sit and look at the entire paper a couple of times to have a fair idea of what you could have scored better, how you could have scored better in it, right? Chalo. So as usual, when I get the paper in my hand, I read the instructions. So instructions are pretty simple. 120 marks, 150 marks, 120 minutes, 4 sections. Negative marking. I always assume that there is negative marking. Even if there is no negative marking, I don't like to tukka maar in the paper, right? I always assume there is negative marking. So I do it accordingly. Chalo. Sections of English, Maths, Reasoning, GK, but in what order I don't know. So first 30-45 seconds, I'm simply going to flip through the paper. So the first section, English, that is reading comprehension, 5 questions, okay. A second passage with another 5 questions, 10 questions of RC. Oh, only 2 passages seem to be pretty small, 5 questions each. Synonyms, 5 of them, antonyms, 5 of them. So vocabulary ke 10 questions. Then foreign words and phrases, another 5 question. Ordering of sentences, jumbled passages, another 5 question. Error spotting, another 5 question, and fill in the blanks. Oh, so out of 40 questions, 30 questions are quickly doable, right? So if my vocabulary and grammar is decent, English should be a good scoring section for me. Okay. Second section is maths. Okay. Rupee note wala denomination exam mein A to B kuch na kuch. Price of chairs. Okay. Some sort of linear equation. 2 saris, 4 shirts. Algebra. Numbers, difference numbers, 2-digit number, prime, blah, blah, blah. Most of them seem like number-based questions to me. Okay. A lot of them seem to be number-based questions to me. So maths, if my number systems are solved, if I'm strong enough with mathematics, at least the number systems, then the math section should not be too difficult. Okay, GK starts with history, Battle of Plassey, blah 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 blah. I'm not even going to read the questions. I'll do it directly. And then logical. Okay, logical may seems like verbal in the beginning. Then some sort of series के questions, 5 of them. Then relations के questions हैं. Venn diagrams के some Venn diagram new type of question. Okay, some Venn diagram based questions are there. Some new type of puzzle questions seem to be there. Okay, true, false, uncertain type questions, verbal classification questions, syllogisms, and the paper ends. Fair enough. So this paper, my first impression of this paper is that it is not a long paper. It is going to be a scoring paper for me if I'm good at English. If I'm good at numbers and calculations, then maths should not be difficult. And reasoning also has a good number of analytical reasoning questions, which is my strong point. So that is my initial analysis. Right? Chalo. Okay, some of you are saying that you solved a simple paper. The whole math section was solved by Chandan sir. Similar math paper. Excellent. If you have done it, then very good. That means before attempting this paper, if that session was attended by you, then this math section should be almost 100% section for you. Right? Same sums, excellent. So if you were paying attention in Chandan sir's class, that means you would have solved this paper very easily, at least the maths portion. Right? Okay. So I'm now going to take a look at the English portion. I'll start with the English portion. And as usual, not the RC, I'll start with the 11th question. In the following, the question, choose the word which best expresses the meaning of the given word. And here the title also clearly says synonyms. So obviously I have to answer the questions of synonyms, same meaning. So corpulent, what is the meaning of the word corpulent? Lean, gaunt, emaciated? No, it is obese. Right? Brief is limited. To embezzle is to misappropriate. 14th ka vent is an opening. And August is a month, but August also means dignified. Okay, so less than 15-20 seconds, 5 questions I was able to answer. I presume I will get at least 4 of them right. Right? Technically all 5 of them are correct, but I assume chalo ek aad mistake agar ho bhi jaye, you still will be able to score at least 4 in this. Right? Okay. Brief is limited. Sorry. See, I got this one wrong. It should be D. I didn't see this option. Small and little to nahi hoga, but brief ke liye short is a better option. Write the answer in brief. So write the answer in short. Short is a better option. Yeah. 12th ke liye D hoga. Fair enough. Right? So these 5, I don't think it requires much of explanation. It's straightforward vocabulary questions. Chalo. Moving ahead to the next one then. Now these 5 are given to me as antonyms, right? Opposite meanings of the given words. So what are the opposite meanings? Enormous, tiny. Commissioned. Commission means I put somebody to work. So opposite is terminated. Artificial, obviously natural. Exodus is going out. So influx, coming in. Relinquish means to give up. So that means to possess. Right? Again, I assume all 5 you can get, but at least 4 out of 5 definitely you can get in this section also. Another 20 seconds. So 20-30 seconds you can get in. So let's assume that it's just 2 minutes that you took to solve both the synonyms and the antonyms question. Should not take more time than that. Right? To relinquish means to give up. Lord Ram relinquished his claim to the throne in favor of his brother. When he was offered the position of Prime Minister, Mr. X relinquished the post. Relinquish means to give up. You can possess something, but you don't do it. You give it up. That means to relinquish. Right? So guys, I have said this in the past also. Again, I will say what you should do now in synonyms and antonyms. You should use a dictionary to find out the meaning of each and every word, not just the question and the correct answer, but you should find out the meaning of each and every word, right? So, what does it mean to abdicate? What does it mean to renounce? What does it mean to deny? So, if you know the meaning of every word, it obviously helps you understand a lot. Do we get that? Are we together so far? I hope we understood that. Yes, guys. मोबाइल पे भी नहीं चल रहा है घर पे. क्या कर रहे हैं? हाँ, ओके. तो क्या कर रहे हैं? मैं अभी तो मैं होस्ट हूँ यहाँ पे. तो मैं उनको. हाँ, नहीं, मेरा तो टेस्ट पेपर का एनालिसिस चल रहा है, वो नहीं कर पाऊँगा इनके साथ. हाँ, तो आप ट्राई करने, या मैं बंद करवा दूँ क्लास इनका? ठीक है, मैसेज कर दीजिए मुझे. अगर नहीं हो पर मैसेज कर दीजिए, तो मैं बोल देता हूँ. ओके. I know that my mic is on mute. Urmi, don't worry. Fine. So, Dhanvi, yes, see, if four options are given and three of them have the exact same meaning, then using the odd man out technique is also not a bad way to actually select the answer. But you have to be pretty sure that you are doing it, right? You have to be pretty sure about it. It's not a bad way, but sometimes they can give you options which don't work that way. But yes, if out of four, three options are exactly the same, then there is no harm in just playing odd man out with the options. Right? Okay. So 10 questions so far, and we got a lot of them. Moving ahead, now we go to foreign phrases. And this type of question has actually been asked a couple of times before, right? Where they ask you to match the phrases, and all these are related to law, at least a couple of them, but many of them are also used in management. So ab initio is from the beginning. Mens rea is guilty mind. Pro rata is according to rate. So X means outside, because export and import, right? मुझे पता है X means outside. So ex curia is out of court, and de jure is by right. So even these five, roughly in a minute or so, I should be able to get, and at least 3 out of 5 in this case I should be able to get. At least 3 out of 5 I should be able to get. You get it? At least 3 out of 5 I should be able to get. Should be no problem. Chalo. Okay, guys, I'm muting my mic for a second. I'll be back in a minute. Just give me a minute. I'll be back. Don't worry, I'm going to put my mic on mute. Just wait for a minute. Can you hear me, guys? This is Satya sir speaking. Can you hear my voice? Okay. I just had a message from Chandan sir. It seems there are some net connectivity issues, right? Unfortunately, he's not been able to connect. He's trying his best, but unfortunately, his net connection, both the net connections that he has, is not working. So unfortunately, he won't be able to continue with today's session. He will be, of course, completing whatever is to be done today. Don't worry about that. This will be covered. But unfortunately, he won't be able to continue with this session. So we will have to close the session for today. Again, my apologies for any inconvenience. But unfortunately, technical issues not in our control. So you may exit the session now. Chandan sir will be completing whatever was to be done tomorrow in the next session. Right? Okay. Chalo. Have a good day. Stay safe. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, the foreign words thingy was easy. The foreign words thingy was easy, not very difficult. We got that. Chalo, ordering of sentences. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but I have a very strong suspicion that every one of these examples I actually have done in the past. Right? Because the moment I started looking at this, the very first one, smoke oozed up between planks, I distinctly remember that I think just a few weeks back, when we were doing questions of jumbled passages, I did this example. So I don't think I need to solve the jumbled passages questions. Each one of them has already been done before, right? So repeated questions in this test, I think those who have been paying attention and those who have been practicing will definitely have scored very highly. So 26 known question, 27 are done question, 28 done, 29 done, 30, and all of them are easy ones. In fact, I remember each one of these questions, and I remember almost every one of them is simple. So let's say you take about a minute, you could easily have scored at least let us say 3 or 4 marks out of 5. You could have scored 3 to 4 marks out of 5, right? And each question, chalo ja ke 1 minute, definitely not more than 1 minute per question. Definitely not more than 1 minute per question. Jarna, as usual, immediately after the class, right? So 26 to 30, just for your sake, what are the answers? I'll just put the key. 26 to 30 is A, C, A and D. 26 to 30, A, C, A and D. You get that? A, C, A and D. Right. Chalo. Then we move ahead with the next one. Spotting errors. Again, these seem to be solved questions, but quickly I can do them. According to the Bible, it is meek. No, it is the meek and the humble. So the error is in part B. 32nd, do the roses in your garden smell more sweetly? Nahi aayega. Smell more sweet. So again, B is my answer. 31st में भी B में error है, the meek and the humble. 32nd में भी sweetly नहीं आएगा. Sweetly is an adverb. We need an adjective. So sweet आएगा. So again B में error है 32nd में भी. Then moving on, 33rd, 34th and 35th. 33rd के अंदर do the नहीं, block of residential flats are coming up. सबसे पहले ब्लॉक ऑफ से नहीं, अ ब्लॉक ऑफ रेजिडेंशियल फ्लैट्स नहीं, द ब्लॉक ऑफ रेजिडेंशियल फ्लैट्स आर कमिंग अप. देयर मस्ट बी समथिंग बिफोर दिस. या तो से ब्लॉक्स ऑफ रेजिडेंशियल फ्लैट, बट सिंगल के आगे आर्टिकल के बिना नहीं यूज होगा. सो ए इज माई प्रॉब्लम. 33 में ए इज माई प्रॉब्लम. 34th के अंदर यू कैन गेट ऑल द इंफॉर्मेशन दैट यू वॉन्ट इन दिस बुक. 34th के अंदर you can get all the information that you want in this book. I don't see an error in this. I am not able to identify any error in this. Although the answer key supposedly says B, but I can't see any error. So I'll have to think. There may be some rule. ये that का शायद हो सकता है. That and which and something like that. Could be something like that. राइट, ये दैट एंड विच के हमेशा पंगे होते हैं लाइफ के अंदर. बट एनीवे, आंसर की के हिसाब से तो 34th में बी इज द आंसर. एंड 35th, द स्टूडेंट्स वेर अवेटिंग, यू डोंट से अवेटिंग फॉर, द स्टूडेंट्स वेर वेटिंग फॉर. सो अगेन बी इज द प्रॉब्लम इन 35th. राइट. No, need is, no, want and need, they refer to different things. So want can be used there. That is not a problem. Right? Chalo. Shall we move ahead then? You could have got at least 3 out of 5 and let's say about 3 minutes to solve these 5 questions. You could have got at least 3 out of 5 and you could have taken about 3 minutes to solve these questions. Now moving on to the last fill in the blanks, should not be difficult. As a rule of thumb, a manned mission costs from 50 to 100 times more than a comparable unmanned mission. Thus, for scientific exploration alone, unmanned missions employing machine intelligence are preferred. However, they may well be reasons other than scientific for exploring space, because moon sun hota to ध आता आगे. So exploring space, social, economic, political, cultural, or social, political, cultural, historical. That should be my answer. Chalo, let's assume you still get 3 out of 5 in about 2 minutes flat for this section. Right? So in about 2 minutes flat, you should be able to get this one. Okay, I'm still getting doubts in the previous 5 questions. Chalo, I'm moving back to the previous 5 questions for a time being. What was the error in 33rd? 33rd के अंदर block of residential flats are नहीं, block singular है, blocks of residential flats are coming up, right? And either you can make the correction here or you can make the correction here. But if you want to make the correction here, then you have to say a block of residential flats is coming up. But that means 2 changes. So instead of changing this, single correction, blocks of residential flats are coming up. Aditya, like I said, B में correction करना हो तो A में भी you will have to introduce the article. You don't say block of residential flats. You say a block of residential flats is coming up. So rather than making 2 changes, blocks of residential flats are coming up is fine. Blocks of residential flats is fine. Right? चलो 34th के अंदर I am not able to identify exactly error क्या है. Right? I'll try to find out the answer. But what exactly is the error in part B? I am not able to identify. It could be a very obscure rule of grammar के that नहीं which ऐसा कुछ आना चाहिए. But prima facie मेरे को कोई error दिख नहीं रहा है. So either the key is wrong or I am not able to identify the error. So I'll have to do some more research on this. 35th के अंदर the students were awaiting. No, you don't await. The students were waiting. Awaiting नहीं होता है. या तो waiting for या सिर्फ awaiting. You can say the students were awaiting the arrival, or better is the students were waiting for the arrival of the chief guest. The arrival होना चाहिए. A arrival नहीं होता है. The arrival is correct. Jay. The arrival is correct. Okay. So that is pretty much our English section, right? उसके अंदर how much time and how much score we could have got, let's see. So we start with question number 10, right? So पहले इसमें 4, दूसरे इसमें 4, 8 plus 3 11, 11 plus 3 14, 14 plus 3 17, and 17 plus 4. Let's say roughly you could have scored about 21 to 23 marks so far. I'm not counting RC, right? But you still could have got 21 to 23 marks, and it would definitely not have taken you more than 15 minutes, because all vocabulary or grammar based questions. So in 15 minutes flat, you should have been able to score at least 21 to 23 marks. Laddu. Anything more than that, and this is the basic minimum. If you are scoring even less than 21 to 23 in these 30 questions, not counting RC, then तो boss you need to work harder. ये तो मैं minimum marks की बात कर रहा हूँ. इससे ज़्यादा है तो ठीक है, but इससे कम होगा, that means you still need to work a lot on both vocabulary and grammar, right? And this is, I'm not counting negative marking, but negative marking होगा. So 21 में से 8 question. So a score negative marking include कर दूंगा. So anywhere between 18 to 21. चलो, let me put that. With negative marking, 18 to 21 should be your minimum. Without negative, you should get 21 to 23 questions right. So score में negative marking include करूंगा. सो 18 to 21 के आसपास तो अपना स्कोर होना ही चाहिए इसके अंदर. चलो, right? So the English section pretty easy this time. Moving on to the next one then. Next one I think is mathematics, and you say Chandan sir has done similar examples or some even these examples. So do I need to solve any of these questions? No, right? So I'll quickly write down the answers. I'll give the answer key for those who want to do the correction. Right? I'll just write down the answer key. So 41 to 45, it is D, C, D, A, B. 46 to 50, D, D, B, B, B. Then 51 to 55 is D, B, D, A and A. And 56 onwards, the last 5 is A, B, A, D and A. For those who want the key. And most of them do seem simple, and because you have done these sums, I assume that you should not have taken more than 15 minutes, and a score of, including negative, let us say anywhere between 10 to 13 is sure it should be your minimum score. Minimum between 10 to 13 you could have easily scored in that. Yes, Yashvi, doubt. Which one? Which sum? The very first one? Okay, Yashvi. I'm just putting up the key here for a minute, then I'll go and solve the first one. Right? I hope everybody has noted the answer key down. Corrected with the answer key. Okay. So now whichever ones you want me to solve from the beginning, I'll do them one by one. I'm starting with the first one. 41st. Man has rupees 480 in the denomination of 1 rupee, 5 rupee and 10 rupee notes. The number of notes, so let us say there are X 1 rupee notes, there are X 5 rupee notes and the X 10 rupee notes. X is equal to number of notes of each type. Yes, Yashvi? Did you understand what I took X as? Okay. So the value of 1 rupee notes is X. The value of 5 rupee notes is total 5X. The value of 10 rupee notes is 10X. And that is equal to the total value, which is 480. That's it. Got it? Simple. Chalo. 42nd one. There are two examination rooms, A and B. Let there be A students in A and B students in B. If 10 students are sent from A to B, यानी A से 10 निकल गए और B में वो 10 जुड़ गए, then their number is equal. And if 20 candidates are sent from B to A, यानी B में 20 आ गए, A में 20 आ गए and B से 20 निकल गए तो भी same है, then okay, sorry, then the number of students in A is double the number of students in B. That's it. ये दोनों इक्वेशन सॉल्व करो जाए. इक्वेशन समझ में आ गया? फिर तो सिंपली साइमल्टेनियस लीनियर इक्वेशंस ही सॉल्व करने हैं आपको. Do you get that? Okay. चलो 43, 44, 45. Any problems? 43, 44, 45. 9? Okay. 46, 47, 48. 47th one. Okay. 3 times the first of 3 consecutive odd integers is 3 more than 12. Word problems. Okay. Now guys, see, any even number is given as 2n and any odd number can be given as 2n plus 1. Do you know this? Any even number is generally represented as 2n and any odd number is represented as 2n plus 1. So, there are 3 consecutive odd integers. Can I say the 3 integers are 2n plus 1, 2n plus 3 and 2n plus 5? Because every odd number increases by 2. कोई भी odd number में 2 डालोगे, right? No, Aditya. Taking x, x plus 2 and x plus 4 is dangerous because x can be even. Of course, it may work, but it's better to do by the traditional method. right? Chalo. So this is the first, second and third. So 3 times the first of the 3 consecutive integers is equal to 3 more than twice the third one. बन गया आपका equation. That's it. All you had to do is 3 times 2n plus 1 is 2 times 2n plus 5 plus 3. That's it. मળી ગયું? Very good. 46th one. 1/3 of 1/4 of a number is equal to 15. So the number itself is 15 into 3, 45 into 4, 180. So 3/10 of this number is 54. That's it, Amanbir. You just needed to write it the way it is given. Simple word problem. Which part was confusing? Now did you get it? Calculation mistake. Come on. These are all simple for you guys. You guys should be very easily calculating these problems. Like I repeatedly say, right? You guys know how to do it, right? You have done a lot of practice. You know how to do it. The biggest problem is not that you don't know how to do it. The biggest problem is silly mistakes. Exam mein I tell you, the biggest dushman of scoring well is always silly mistakes. That's why once you do the calculations, take 5 seconds to just check it. Check करने में 5 सेकंड भी नहीं लगेगा. But if you think it's a waste of time, but you mark the wrong answer, तो जितना time आपने question को पूरा solve करने में लगाया, that entire time is wasted. So instead, take 3 to 4 seconds, confirm that you have done the calculations properly. That means you are bound to get a mark. Right? So please be careful. Silly mistakes को जितना avoid करोगे, उतना ज़्यादा you will score better in the exams. ठीक है? चलो. तो 47, 48 तक तो हमने किया. 48, 49, 50 में से कोई 48, 49, 50 में से कोई ओके 51, 52, 49th. Okay. The difference between a 2-digit number and the number obtained by interchanging the digits is 36. What is difference between the sum and the difference of the digits of the number if the ratio between the digits of the number is 1:2? दिखने में जितना dangerous है उतना ही simple problem है. For all these 2-digit number problems, we know that if the number is, let us say, xy, right? X is the tens place and y is the units place. Then the value of the number is 10x plus y. Right? The original number is 10x plus y. The new number when we interchange is 10y plus x. So the difference between them is 36. Solve this. So you get 9 times x minus y is 36. So you get x minus y is equal to 4. So difference of the numbers तो आपको मिल गया. Now, what is the difference between the sum and the difference of the digits of the numbers? So x plus y minus x minus y आपको ढूंढना है. If the ratio between the digits of the number is 1:2. So if the ratio of the number is 1:2, that means x and 2x are the numbers. Can I take them? y की जगह पे 2x ले लो. And now, ये मिल गया आपको, difference is 4. That means my digits are 8 and 4. That's it. Now did you get it? Okay. Good. Moving on to the next one then. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55 में से कोई 53rd. Okay. Oh, this is a very conceptual problem. If it is given that 2 raised to 32 plus 1 is completely divisible, which of the following is also completely divisible by this number? Answer is D. Answer I think is D. Yes, answer is D. Now guys, इसमें फंडा हमेशा याद रखो. फंडा हमेशा याद रखो. A plus B जो होता है, ए प्लस बी को जो डिवाइड करेगा वो हमेशा ए क्यूब प्लस बी क्यूब को भी डिवाइड करेगा. ए क्यूब प्लस बी क्यूब इज नथिंग बट ए प्लस बी into a square minus ab plus b square. In short, a plus b is divisible by some number. Then a cube plus b cube is also divisible by that number. So 2 raised to 32 को a ले लो, 1 को b ले लो. 2 raised to 32 का क्यूब क्या होगा? 2 raised to 96. 1 का क्यूब क्या होगा? 1. That's your answer. Concept. ये अगर ये टाइप का एग्जाम्पल है तो हमेशा याद रखो, a प्लस बी को जो डिवाइड करता है वो a क्यूब प्लस बी क्यूब को भी डिवाइड करेगा. स्टैंडर्ड. इसमें कोई नंबर चेंज करेंगे, फंडा कभी चेंज नहीं करेंगे. सी, इट इज गिवन, अमनबीर, इट इज गिवन दैट देयर इज सम नंबर विच डिवाइड्स 2 raised to 32 plus 1. Let me assume that this is a plus b. Right? 2 raised to 32 is a and 1 is b. So there is some number x which can completely divide a plus b. That is the first part of the question. Yes? Chalo. So, do you know that a cube plus b cube is a multiple of a plus b into something, let us say n. A cube plus b cube is also divisible by a plus b. So, if a plus b is divided by x, then a cube plus b cube will also be divided by x. Right? So, if 2 raised to 32 plus 1 is divided by something, then 2 raised to 32 cube plus 1 cube will also be divided by the same number. So, that is 2 raised to 96 plus 1 will also be divided by that same number. That's it. Right? Okay. Chalo. So 53 it was. Now 54. What least number must be added to 1056 so that the sum is completely divisible by 23? कुछ तो गड़बड़ है दया इसके अंदर. इतना सिंपल. 1056 को 23 से अगर डिवाइड करें, 23 4s are 92, right? So 13 and 23 5s are 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10, 11. So 23 5s are 115. That means 21. The remainder is 21. So if I want this to be perfectly divisible, then if the remainder is 23, then it becomes perfectly divisible. So I need to add what? I need to add 2 to it. Yeah, the sum is right. So just add 2 to it. Then this 21 becomes 23. Perfectly divisible by 23. That's it. No, Zarna, not trial and error. Not trial and error. Perfect division. सिर्फ 23 का टेबल आना चाहिए. I don't remember my 23's table. But it's not trial and error. Straightforward. Got it? Simple was ना? हाँ. This word sum confused me, but no, the sum, it is correct. So that the number is divisible by 23. Actually a simple problem. Okay. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60 में से कोई? th one. The largest 4-digit number exactly divisible by 88. Okay? See, 88 के लिए 8 से डिवाइड होना चाहिए and 11 से डिवाइड होना चाहिए. Right? 8 से अगर डिवाइड होता है and 11 से अगर डिवाइड होता है तो द नंबर इज डिविजिबल. अब इनमें से सबसे बड़ा नंबर कौन सा है? राइट? ये तो छोटा है एंड ये भी छोटा है. इन दोनों में से सबसे बड़ा तो ये है. दिस नंबर इज डिविजिबल बाय 11, यस, बट इज इट डिविजिबल बाय 8? 8 के रूल से ये डिवाइड नहीं होता है. तो अभी मुझे सिर्फ इसको चेक करना है एंड नन ऑफ दिस को कंसिडर करना है. सो 9944 इट इज डिविजिबल बाय 11 रूल के हिसाब से, एंड 8 का अगर मैं रूल अप्लाई करूं तो वो भी डिविजिबल है. सो 9944 इज पक्का डिविजिबल बाय 88. अब इससे 88 अगर मैं ऐड करूं तो दिस नंबर बिकम्स 10,000 समथिंग, 5 डिजिट नंबर. इससे बड़ा कोई 4 डिजिट नंबर 88 के टेबल में नहीं है. सो माई आंसर इज ए. अंडरस्टूड द क्वेश्चन? राइट. Okay, 60th. Units place digit. Come on. Any number ending in 5. Any power of 5 ends in 5. Any even number ends in 2. The last digit is always 0. खत्म कहानी. कुछ भी नहीं है. Amanbir, no trial and error in this one. 60th. Simple logic. Any power of 5. Any power of 5 ends in 5. And any even number multiplied by 5 will always end in 0, and any number multiplied by a 0 ending number will always end in 0. So the last digit is 0. I think Chandan sir has done similar. 59th mein, no, Amanbir, even in 59th I didn't do trial and error. I used the divisibility rules of 8 and 11. Right? So I know these two तो छोटे हैं. I need, so I start with the largest number. Largest number in this group is this, not divisible by 8. So I go with the second largest number. Trial and error as in go through the options. Yes. Through the options, yes. So are we done with this? Right? So math 15-20 minutes, and if you have attended Chandan sir's session and done these problems, should have got at least 10 to 12 marks in this minimum. Yes, at least 10 to 12 marks we should have got in this one. Oh, Yashvi, very good. Not bad at all. Very good, in fact. Amanbir, number of attempts I would have liked to be higher. Right? Accuracy, fine, but number of attempts could have been higher. I hope you will get these type of problems the next time you face them. Fair enough. Chalo. Now moving ahead, next one. Vanshika, good. That score I like. GK, beh. GK तो आगे जाऊंगा भी नहीं. 61. Sub, history, geography, civics, all static. 61 से लेके. But guys, do you know something? I think all these questions are there in the IQ static book, if I'm not mistaken. I think most of these questions are there in the IQ static book. And question 82, 83, 84, I think 86 onwards, even current affairs starts. 86 onwards, so I think 61 to 85, 25 questions are 15 questions, नहीं 15 and 25, whatever. उतने questions static हैं, तो बाकी के questions are all current affairs. चलो, even number of questions है, fair enough. And I'm not going to solve, I'll just send you the answer key at the end of the class today, because इसमें solve करने जैसा कुछ होता नहीं है. It's just knowledge of facts. So we are just left with one section before we go to RC, that is reasoning, right? Chalo. Reasoning में the first 5 questions, I think they are verbal reasoning sort of, where you, based on the given statements, you have to answer them. Okay. Any doubts? 111 to 115. 111 to 115. Let me do like that. I'll give you the key. The answers are A, C, C, B, D. इनमें से you want any one of them to be solved, I'll do them. Else we can quickly move ahead. $112th one. Okay. The Pacific yew is an evergreen tree that grows in the Pacific Northwest. The Pacific yew has a fleshy, poisonous fruit. Recently, Taxol, a substance found in the bark of the Pacific yew, was discovered to be a promising new anti-cancer drug. Okay? If Taxol is discovered and it is found to be anti-cancer drug, how is it poisonous when taken by healthy people? No. Okay? It is a drug for cancer. I don't know whether it is good for other diseases, so B cannot be my answer. Of course, poisonous fruit की बात चल रही है, the people should not eat it, makes sense. And Pacific U was considered worthless. See, it had poisonous fruit, but whether it was considered worthless or not, I don't know. So C definitely my answer. See, just because something has a poisonous fruit does not mean it is useless. Maybe the poison could have been used in some other way. You can't eat it, but that does not mean it is useless. So how do we say that it was considered as worthless? Just because the fruit contains poison does not make it worthless. Right? Do you get that? Aditya, C is fair enough. A, B and D to totally wrong. So according to the given information, C is the only one which makes sense. Right? A, B, D to definitely not my answer. So from the given option, C is the only one which makes sense. See, the trick is many students are fooled into thinking that C is the answer. But C is not the answer, because just because something is poisonous does not necessarily make it worthless. That is the key point that you need to understand. Right? Chalo. So 112 to 111 to 115, I think at least 3 of them we could have got. At least 3 of them we could have got. 116 to 120. Yes, 112 ka na. 112 ka C for Chennai is the right answer. Correct. Chalo. 116 to 120. Seem to be pretty easy questions. What are the answer keys? Let me put up the answer key then. 116 se leke. It is D, A, B, A, C. 116 onwards. D, A, B, A, C. I think most of you should have got all 5. Ek aad silly mistake. Still you can get 4 out of 5. Should not be a problem at all. And I think each one not more than 20-30 seconds. So in about 3 minutes, all 5 of them you could have cracked. Okay. 116th one. 116th one क्या है? ZA5 Y4B XC6. एक सेकंड हाँ. So XC6, then W3D. So obviously Z, Y, X, W. Next will be V. फिर A, B, C, D. So यहाँ पे it should be E. So V, E वाले 2 ऑप्शंस हैं. इन दोनों में से मेरा करेक्ट आंसर कौन सा होगा वो मुझे द लास्ट नंबर विल गिव. सो आई गो विथ 5, 6, 7. After that, if I want, then 4, 3, this one will be 2. But here it should be 7. So VE7 is my answer. Right. Chalo, I think this was easy. Everybody got these 5. So then quickly, blood relations, my absolute favorite. 121 to 125. 121 to 125. It's D, C, D, D, A. Bolo. Blood relations. This may prove to be a bit difficult for some, but I don't think it's tough. But still, let's say 3 out of 5. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is very long for such questions, but still, I give you. Yes, practice, practice, practice. ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है? Correct. चलो 122nd, 123rd and 124th. Okay. 122nd. Let's take a look at 122nd, 123rd and 124th. What does 122nd say? Okay, symbols are given. Which of the following shows that P is the maternal uncle? I have to show maternal uncle means mama, right? So I have to show P is the mama of Q. So Q, you have to make the diagram for all of them, right? So first one, Q dash N means Q is the brother of N. Q is the brother of N. N plus M N is the mother of M. N is the mother of M. And M cross P. M cross P means M is the sister of P. So यहाँ पे P अगर रिश्ते में नीचे है तो P मामा कैसे हो सकता है? ये तो P नीचे की तरफ आ गया, जबकि डायग्राम में P ऊपर की तरफ होना चाहिए, तो 1 is not my answer. Similarly, test for B, C and D. Make diagram for each one and you will get it. Amanbir, other than making diagrams, if you can orally do it, very good. But even this 10 seconds per diagram, less than 60 seconds, you will be able to get the answer. And if you have luck and the first answer itself, first option is the answer, though you will not even be wasting time. But even if the last option is the answer, still less than a minute. That's fair enough, Amanbir. Method ke marks nahi hote. So if you're able to do it orally and confirm that that is the answer, absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Only thing is, it should not waste your time. If you can do it quickly, no problems at all. Tamanna, 122nd, did you get it? Understood करना क्या है इस प्रॉब्लम के अंदर 122nd में? चलो 123rd. If A is the brother of B, B is the sister of C, and C is the father of D, how is D related to A? How is D related to A? I don't know, because मुझे नहीं पता ये मेल है या फीमेल है, और किसी भी रिश्ते के लिए मेल या फीमेल जानना जरूरी है. So the answer is cannot be determined. Right? Aman Beer, we don't know male, is D a male or a female? So it could be nephew, it could be niece, any one of them, and hence cannot be determined. Without gender, I cannot answer this question. Right? So 123rd, I think people missed out on the gender part. I think you assumed boy or girl, and that's why you got confused. So all those who had a problem with the 123rd one, I hope now you understood it. Gender is very important. Kaustubh, 122nd, 124th, very similar. Will you be able to solve 124th one now? Will you be able to solve the 124th one now? You'll have to just make diagram for each of the options and check. Kaustubh, I think you had a doubt in the 124th one. I hope now you will be able to get it. Yes, it is the same as the 122nd one. Yeah, D is the answer in this one. You have to check each one. 124th is D. Okay, shall we move ahead now? Chalo. Moving ahead then. Venn diagrams. This is absolutely a slightly different one, but I don't think very difficult. See, each of these questions contain 3 elements, may or may not have interlinkage, and they fit under some category. And you have to indicate the group of elements which fit into the diagram. Very interesting, right? Which of these symbols, for example, travelers, train and bus. For travelers, train and bus. So, of all the travelers, let's say these are travelers, some of them may travel by train, some of them may travel by bus. So 126 के लिए C is a good option. Diagram C can indicate this. Do you get that? So similarly, 127th, profit and dividend and bonus. Dividend and bonus both come from profits. So B. Woman, mother and engineers. Mothers can only be women, but engineers can be women and non-women and mothers also. So 128th, definitely A. And 129th, in a factory, you have products and you have machinery. So D. Dividend and bonus. How can it be outside profits? वंशिका, यश 127 के अंदर अगर प्रॉफिट नहीं है, डू यू थिंक यू कैन गिव डिविडेंड एंड बोनस? बिकॉज दिस पार्ट इज आउटसाइड द मेन सर्कल, राइट? दैट मीन्स प्रॉफिट नहीं हो तो भी डिविडेंड एंड बोनस है, एंड दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. डू यू गेट दैट? Right. Vanshika, now factory, product and machinery. Machinery and products are two different things. Machinery is what produces it, and product is your finished product. Machinery and product are two different things. They are not one inside the other. Okay. So only the last one in this particular set is remaining. Let's take a look at that as well. So author, lawyer and singer. Author, lawyer and singer. From all the given diagrams, they're all different professions. Technically, I could have been happy with this also. Even this could have been a diagram for author, lawyer and singer. But in absence of this diagram, this is the best one. You get that? Okay. Moving ahead, next, puzzles. Oh, visual puzzles. Fantastic. Which number comes inside the circle for 131? Where is circle? Okay, in this circle. Did you get it? Oh, brilliant. And it should be 6. The answer is 6. Yash, both diagrams will not be given. Like in the previous Venn diagram, I showed you another diagram, right? They will not give you that diagram. But if it is given, then this is the best diagram. Because lawyer and singer can be, a same person can be all three also. So this will be a better diagram than 3 separate ones. Okay, guys, 131. It took me a little bit time, but it's actually simple. You are searching for the middle number, right? How is the middle number related to the others? Look at it and think about it. Now do you get it? Are you getting it? See, the middle number is 3. 4 plus 2 is 6. Half of 6 is 3. In the next row, 5 plus 3, 8 plus 1, 9 plus 1, 10. Half of 10 is 5. So you add up all the other numbers and divide it by 2. You get the middle number. Now do you get it? You just add the numbers. Or is there another way of thinking? You add all the numbers. 4 plus 3, 7 plus 2, 9. 9 divided by 3 gives you the middle number. 5 plus 3, 8, 13, 14, 15. 15 divided by 3 gives me the middle number. 6 plus 1, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 8, 17, 20, 23, 24. 24 divided by 3 gives me the middle number. You add all the numbers and divide by 3. Then also you get the middle number. So either way, the answer is D. Now did you get it? Very interesting problem. Right. 132. I'm trying to slightly enlarge the screen so that I can read it. Okay, which number replaces the question mark? Which number replaces the question mark? 132. Where is the question mark? Middle wala. Okay. You're getting it, this one? Nine plus 7, 16, minus 4 is 12, 4 plus 1 is 5, minus 1 is 4. So this is 6 and 5, total 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. You add the bottom two numbers and subtract the top from it. You add the bottom two numbers and subtract the top from it. Now do you get it? Yeah. Very rarely do I ask such patterned questions, but nevertheless, it's good to know how to do them. It can be any pattern. Chalo. Moving ahead to the next one. Which number completes the puzzle? It looks like a stupid puzzle, but technically it's just a number series. And at that, a pretty interesting series. I think this is simple. This is simple, guys. E.g., all of them are prime numbers. It's simply the set of prime numbers. Vanshika, all of them are prime numbers. 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. The next prime is 19. Series में क्या है? +2 +4 +2 +4. Even that works. +2 +4 +2 +4 के हिसाब से देखोगे तो भी it works. And if you take a look at it as all primes, then also it works. Luckily, the logic works in both cases. Right? Okay. Next one. 134th. Which number replaces the question mark? In place of the question mark, what should be my answer? Okay. Prima facie. Come on. इससे ज़्यादा पप्पू क्वेश्चन नहीं देखा मैंने लाइफ में. इससे ज़्यादा पप्पू क्वेश्चन. 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square, 7 square, 8 square, 9 square. Come on, guys. 100% you should get this one. One of the easiest question in my life. And which number replaces the question mark? $39 is my answer. 39 is my answer, I guess. This is 135, right? Yeah, answer is 39. Again, multiplied by 2. 3 2s are 6 minus 1. 5 2s are 10 minus 2. 8 2s are 16 minus 3. 13 2s are 26 minus 4. 22 2s are 44 minus 5. So 44 minus 5, my answer is 39. Did you get it? How 39 is my answer? Double minus 1, double minus 2, double minus 3. It's a simple series. Okay. Moving on. Next sets. चलो, I think 136 to 140 तो simple था, guys. I think 136 to 140 was pretty simple. I'll give you the answer options. 136 onwards was B, A, B and A. I think these 5 are extremely simple. Although you might not have directly done any theory on this, but it's just simple following the instructions. So pretty simple to understand, I hope. These questions believe it or not, sometimes are asked in SAT or LSAT type exams. SAT or LSAT type exams. 138. Okay, I'll solve the 138th one. 138th. All the trees in the park are flowering trees. Some of the trees in the park are dogwoods. Let us say all the trees are flowering trees. Some of the trees are dogwoods. If some of the trees are dogwoods, then can I say some of the trees are dogwoods? All dogwoods in the park, all trees in the park are flowering trees. Some of the trees are dogwoods. Then all dogwoods in the park, whichever is in the park, that is definitely flowering. Yes, that is true. Outside the park, I don't know. But here, dogwoods in the park is talked about. So if you're talking about dogwoods in the park, then definitely those are flowering trees. So 138 में definitely true is my answer. CLAT एक ज़माना था when they used to ask such simple questions. Now you will be lucky if you get one or two such questions. I won't say no, but majority of the questions won't be like this. It will be a small minority that you will get such questions. 137th. Okay, 137th. Blueberries cost more than strawberries. Blueberries cost less than raspberries. So obviously raspberries are more than both strawberries and blueberries. So 137 is definitely true. I don't think there's any problem in this. Amanbir, where's the confusion? Silly mistake किया होगा, check कर लो एक बार. This is so straightforward ना. I'm sure. Silly mistake ही हो सकता है because the question is pretty simple. Okay. Verbal classification. Oh, this should be easy. Which one does not belong? Flute, flea, dirt, street, and letter. These are the odd man out. First one में flute is, all the others are stringed instruments. Guitar, violin and cello, they are all instruments जिसमें strings होते हैं. जबकि flute is a wind instrument, हवा से बजता है. All the other are stringed instrument. What is a cello? Okay, आपने कभी देखा होगा, दिखने में गिटार जैसा होता है but it's very big, right? उसको नीचे जमीन पे रख के ऐसा खड़ा बजाते हैं. It looks like a guitar, it looks like a violin, but उसको जमीन पे सीधा रख के बजाते हैं. Dodge, duck and avoid, they are all synonyms, right? किसी चीज से बचना. Flee यानी भाग जाना. Dodge, duck and avoid, everything means to avoid something, but to flee means to run away. Dirt, branch, leaf and root are all parts of a tree. Dirt यानी मिट्टी. And freeway, interstate, expressway, they are all different types of highways. They are all names for highways. A freeway, अमेरिका में highway को freeway बोलते हैं. Similarly, interstate, expressway, these are all types of highways. Street is just a sadak. And last one, heading, body and closing are all parts of a letter. Letter is full, बाकी all are parts of it. Do you get it so far? या सो यहाँ पे ऑल्दो वर्बल के सेक्शन में नहीं है, रीजनिंग के सेक्शन में है, बट थे तो सारे वोकैबुलरी बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस, राइट? ऑड मैन आउट इज यूजुअली वोकैबुलरी बेस्ड. चलो, लास्ट 5 सिलोजिज्म्स. अगेन syllogisms 146 onwards. These are the answers. Excellent. If you got all 5, that means your command on syllogisms is pretty good by now. And I think you should be able to get it because syllogisms में once you do enough practice, and believe me guys, exams में आज तक मैंने syllogism का कोई ज़्यादा tough question नहीं देखा है. Most of the questions of syllogisms are extremely easy ones. 147th. No bat is a ball. No ball is a wicket. No bat is a ball. No ball is a wicket. But no bat is a wicket तो नहीं बोल सकते. And all wickets are bats भी नहीं बोल सकते. This one diagram disproves both of them. So 146 में neither के लिए मेरा ऑप्शन क्या है? की को देखो, neither के लिए D. So D is my answer. You get that? 146. चलो 146 भी एक बार देख लेते हैं. (146) क्या है? All roads are waters. Some waters are boats. Can I say some boats are roads? No. All water are boat? No. Neither one of them. Neither one of them. No A is B. You simply make 2 separate circles. That's it. No A is B. तमन्ना, no का तो एक ही है. 2 separate circles. यशवी, did you get it? 146th. A कहाँ से आएगा? यशवी, single diagram disproves it. And I think we did do syllogisms in this crash period also. यशवी, एक सही डायग्राम से आंसर सही नहीं होता. Even if a single diagram can prove it wrong, you have to say the answer is wrong. Remember that rule, यशवी. अगर डायग्राम सही वाला आपने ड्रॉ कर दिया, you cannot use that as the option. Try to prove it wrong. लेकिन अगर वो wrong prove कर देता है तो सही, तो it's enough. You are making that classic mistake. ठीक है? So syllogisms also pretty much done. So in this, how much we could have scored? Let's quickly see. Syllogisms में let's assume you get 3. Odd man out में let's assume you get 3. So 6. ये true false में 4. So 10. ये numbers में just 2. So 12. इसमें भी you get just 2. So 14. Relations में you get at least 3. So 17. इसमें भी you get at least 3. So 20. And first 5 definitions में let's say you get 3. So a score of 23. And I don't think it should take more than 30 minutes. Right? So a score of 23 and in 30 minutes or less, you should be able to get this. If you get anything more, very good. Right? लड्डू वाला सेक्शन था एंड मैं तो बेयर मिनिमम की बात कर रहा हूं. गलतियां कर करके भी आप 23 से 25 तो स्कोर कर ही सकते थे इस वाले पेपर में. इट वॉज दैट सिंपल. होप एवरीबडी गॉट इट. राइट? सो क्या था क्या अपना स्कोर? हाउ मच डिड आई से इन इंग्लिश? Guys, what was my expected score in English? If anybody remembers that, 21 to 23. चलो, so let's say English में 21 to 23, Maths में at least 10 to 12, GK में चलो मैं बोलता हूँ कि 15 से 30 नहीं 25 चलो, and reasoning में भी 23 to 27 you could have scored. So my bare minimum so far should be 69 and upper limit can be 87. So let's say anywhere between 70 to 85 you could have scored so far, and I'm not even taking the 10 marks of RC. Right? I'll score between 70 to 85 and बहुत बड़ा दे रहा हूं. So minimum score with negative also 70 तो आना चाहिए. 70 से नीचे गया, that means लफड़ो छे लाइफ में. If you are able to score at least 70 with negative in this paper, that means we are somewhat on track. If you are scoring in the range of 85, then that means okay, medium. 95 and above, let's say a 3-digit score, that would be a decent score. But bare minimum, worst case scenario 70 तो चाहिए ही चाहिए इसके अंदर, इस पेपर के अंदर, right? So guys, you guys can, and I don't think RC, I'll give you the answer at the end, you can check the RCs. Though the, I don't think they are too difficult to understand. Including negative marking, yes Jay, 70 तो minimum चाहिए. 150 में से 70 is not even like 50%. उतना तो आना चाहिए. Aditya, I've always said GK will single-handedly decide your fate if you are not very good at the other sections. But if you can crack the other sections like crazy, then GK will not be so dangerous. Like I have given the CLAT so many times and GK was never my great section because I literally don't do GK much. But even then I was able to crack every year because I used to crack all the other sections almost 100%. So the only way you can avoid making GK your weak point, right? If you don't want to seriously do GK, then you have to ensure you get almost 100% score in the remaining sections. But if you can't guarantee that, then you have to do mehnat in GK. But believe me, students with the kind of preparation that I've seen them doing, standard material से lectures में जो पाथ सर लेते हैं and regular gktoday.in and websites, उसमें regularly भी अगर करते हैं, I've seen the good students always being able to crack the GK section as well. So it's just a matter of being regular. Right? Vanshika says GK sounds like Voldemort. Nobody likes him, but we must face him for your own good. Absolutely. Cracking GK, again, I will not, see, it depends on paper to paper. If it is a simple paper, I have seen students getting even 40 plus out of 50. 40 to 45 out of 50 is not difficult if it is a standardized GK paper. If it is a tough paper, तो 30s में भी जाएगा. But yes, 30, at least 60 to 70% तो GK में चाहिए ही चाहिए if you aim to get into a good college through the paper. 60-70% के नीचे तो GK में you cannot afford to score. The good news will be if you are decent at current affairs, you will manage that score. Because a lot of them don't focus on static. Papers like mass communication, business management, hotel management, उसमें easy वाला static ज़्यादा होता है. But for law, current affairs, and that also of the past 4 to 6 months from the day of the exam is the most important portion. Right? Chalo. So guys, I think that was pretty much what I had to tell you. I'll send you across the answer key by the end of day today. You can check. Then tomorrow, of course, you'll be having your GK. We are resuming tomorrow. And then the next week, we'll be meeting for our regular classes, right? So if any doubts, you can hang around. Else, we are done for the day. You may exit the session. Have a good day and stay safe.